Yeah, now. Ultimately, come with the call it zona coordinator of the southwestern states. No, no problem, sir. On set, I'll call you Comrade, sir. You just call me Wole. But you, yes, sir. You just call me Wole. Okay. You're right, sir. You're right, sir. You're right. I'm with notice. I'm with notice, sir. Okay. When you're ready, I'm ready. Yes, you can hear the voice from the studios of OGBC 90.5 in Abeokuta. My name is Wole Otayemi. Welcome to the last edition for the month of February of our wonderful flagship program, Sunday Morning Live on FM. Today, we are dealing with another issue of national importance. You will recall that after the months of civil war between 1967 and 1970, the federal military government under General Yakubu Gowon brought out several national integration policies that were aimed at making Nigeria a great nation. In the course of our foray in the last couple of months, I had discussed the National Sports Festival and I had mentioned the National Youth Service Corps. Another one is the one we are discussing today. This one did not birth in 1973, it birthed in 1974, as against the National Youth Service Corps and the National Sports Festival, which all began in 1973, that are still operational till as we speak. I have been a partaker of National Sports Festival as a journalist, and I have been a partaker of National Youth Service Corps as a corps member a couple of years ago. So the third one we are discussing this morning has to do with the Chartered Institute of Purchasing and Supply Management of Nigeria, the national policy booklet a couple of years later. But in 2007, the act that established it was equally gazetted and kept in the national records. And so this morning, we're taking a look at the Chartered Institute of Purchasing and Supply Management of Nigeria. Since establishment in 1974 to the current moment, what are they really doing? What have been their functions? How are they affecting the growth and development of this country? These are the issues we're going to discuss this morning. You will recall that sometimes ago, someone will say, why did you give the project to indigenous engineers? What led to the production of that engineer must have attended technical education, polytechnics, universities. All this we'll look at this morning in the course of the program. And so we are looking at the Institute, which is the leading professional body and the largest in Nigeria as far as the supply chain management profession is concerned. In line with the World Bank advocacy, the Institute had been at the forefront of government efforts towards reforms and procurement and contract management in Nigeria. The Institute is charged with the responsibility for registration, training of professional procurers, research that institute. So this morning, our guest is the Southwest coordinator of the Institute. His Comrade Folorunso Matthew, the zonal coordinator of the Chartered Institute of Purchasing and Supply Management of Nigeria, and as we speak, the coordinator for Ogun State. He's an officer as an advocate, as I said, he is the procurement officer and an ad hoc staff of the World Bank Impact Project in Ogun State. He has spent over 20 years in the procurement discipline alone. He's been working for over time with the body, and so he knows the body inside out. He is the coordinator of the body in Ogun State. And so I want to welcome him warmly to the studios of OGBC 90.5. He is a man of many parts. if I go into the CV here, we may spend the next 20 competencies include procurement skills, personnel management, problem-solving skills, communication skills, logistics support, project management, strong work ethics, and among others. He is an expert in procurement, great expert in procurement. Join me in welcoming Comrade Folorunso Matthew, the zonal coordinator of the Chartered Institute of Purchasing and Supply Management of Nigeria, into the studio of OGBC 90.5. Comrade, good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, Mr. Wole.
Okay, you want to give a one-man shake? Let's start from there. Let's start from there.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Friendly. Thank you.
Yeah, yes.
And I want to thank everybody here seated with us. As well as I want to thank everybody here seated with us, as well as that are outside there, keenly watching how this program unfolds.
Yes.
And to thank Nigerians for taking time to listen attentively. Thank you.
Yes, Comrade, you're welcome to our studios once again. When we talk about the Chartered Institute of Purchasing and Supply Management of Nigeria, what are we really talking about?
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Wole. What we are talking about is that what exactly do we mean by we are talking about procurement, purchasing, and what have you.
Yes.
And that is the essence of that name we are seeing as Chartered Institute of Purchasing and Supply Management of Nigeria. By virtue of that institute, because we detached the IPS London.
Okay.
Because when you want to have your indigenous and embodiment of the only body in Nigeria that be members. Thank you.
Okay. Training
in the area of procurement and supply chain management.
Yes. You mentioned training. Training in human life is germane.
Right.
Anyone who fails to train himself is training to become an illiterate.
Thank you.
Now, is there any collaboration between you and the National Board for Technical Education? Because what we are talking about is more of technical skills. Any collaboration?
Yeah, thank you so much. Yes, and there's absolute collaboration between Science of Purchasing and Supply Management as well as MBTIC.
Okay.
Because this is the body moderating all of this technical interview.
Okay.
As well as other key institutions. And because it said the bird will not fly with one wing.
Yeah.
So hence we are collaborators in the area of training as well as training. Because they have their own inputs from that, just like the NUC.
Yes.
Too, in the area of practical experiences as well as the modality of operating it, and an inroad into it where we have to collaborate. Because anybody you don't train, you don't need to blame that person. And that's the essence of why that training must be a continuum in all aspects of human endeavor. And that is why we have that absolute collaboration between parties.
Okay. Well, you are a professional.
Thank you.
And professionals want their jobs done professionally.
Thank you.
As a professional, those materials, those issues, those raw materials, those equipment, everything, are they local or are they imported?
Well, thank you. I think of Executive Order 5, which our former president Buhari signed.
Okay.
It's spelled out in that Executive Order 5 that before we even look for any overseas materials or whatever,
yes,
that we should have to do local content. And the essence of the local content is that everybody has to look inwards. And if somebody has like a cement that is being produced in Nigeria but then bring it to Nigeria, hence you have a shadow what we have as local content in Nigeria. And that is the reason why even when we are looking for engineers, it is not necessary that we shall have to import overseas engineers to come and work in the area of where local engineers can work assiduously. So hence, the local content has to be looked into first in any area of human endeavor, in any of the discipline we have locally. And that is the reason why that Executive Order 5 is very, very expedient and very, very important for Nigerians, and has to be indigenous. Has to be part of the indigenous policies.
Okay. Now, if you are looking at that indigenous policy, I'm going to ask you one question in two areas.
Okay.
One has to do with fake products.
Thank
One
you.
has to do with quackery of professionals.
Yeah.
What do you do to identify that this product is fake, this product is genuine? How do you measure?
Well, thank you. I think individual cannot know that, but we have organizations that are assigned with that responsibility.
Okay.
Like you have the NAFDAC, you have the SON,
Okay.
a Standard Organization of Nigeria.
Okay.
Have the NAFDAC as well as other that are saddled with these responsibilities,
Okay.
and a lot of things they are doing on the ground to make sure that those quackeries as well as fake products are dealt with in society. You can see what has been happening when you are talking about going to Anambra, going to some other places, even in Lagos,
where they
fake products are produced. They have gone around to see how these products are being produced and how they get to the market. And that's the reason why they are doing the utmost to make sure that all of these products are make sure that
they are retrieved from the market.
Retrieved from that. And you know, this the area where you saw this woman, Mrs.
The late
Professor
Akuili Dora.
Yes, because the woman was after those merchants in those areas of quackery as well as fake product production, and they went after her life because of all of these efforts. And it's so saddening that we will see all of these things in Nigeria.
Even years after her death.
Even years after.
It
has even gone haywire that they are now even doing the unthinkable in the society. And that's why a lot of sicknesses are here and there, because you use one, your body, even if you don't get, it will kill you. Some products that are being sold, some of these, what do you call it, this chemicals, which use it to do this thing, they are fake products. So you see some of these people selling roadside chemists. If you go there to buy some of these things, if care is not taken, if you use the product, you end up in the hospital following or in the next.
So some people are saying because we have stronger individuals than institutions, and that is why. Is there any positive measure for whoever brings in fake product or whoever is not a competent professional handling some of those things?
Well, we have a main area to see that some of these things are brought into so that to not have adverse effect on the economy as well as the people that lives in the country.
Now, because everybody is worried. So, a couple of years back, building collapse reported here, building collapse reported there. Building collapse in Kano, Kaduna, we had it in Enugu, we had it in Port Harcourt, we had it in Lagos, we had it even in Abuja several times. Being reported serially. As a professional, do you feel comfortable hearing such news?
Well, that is the beauty of why we are here and talking all of these things. Because that's why I said if you don't train them, don't blame them. But because our people too, they have issues. Issues in the sense that I just have a certain amount of money. Let me look for somebody who's a bricklayer, come and help me build this house. And then in the course of building it, we'll buy adulterated some other materials to erect the building. And before you know it, it will come down within the trickle of an eye. And that is the problem we are having in various sectors of the economy. And in our state, and until all of us decide to do what is worthwhile, that all of these things will be brought to nil. And that is the reason why we have professionals in our chosen field of endeavor that looks in all of these areas. And that's the reason why we are saying the houses that are, and that's why we said procurement is the in thing, and procurement is the process of acquisition of goods, works, and services. And in doing that, you have to take into consideration the logistics aspect. And in doing that, there are so many other factors you have to factor in. Because if you don't plan for a thing, that thing will surely eventually fail. And anything you want to do as well, either in the area of construction works and services and goods, then there will be need for you to budget for those things. And if you are doing your budgeting, it has to be approved by the House of Assembly, irrespective of the organization. And we are talking of a government now. You have three tiers of government.
Yes.
You have the local, you have the state, as well as the federal government.
Yes.
What you are saying in essence is that until none of us come to sit together, even aside the effort the institute is making, so see that all of this taboo are brought to near, that even consciously or unconsciously, our people too must see that what is working at all is working
It's
well.
not doing well. Okay. Let me ask you quickly, sir. Are you having any collaboration with some other bodies in making, okay, for example, lawyers to coordinate the doctors and medical officials and see what is acceptable in their practices? For your body, the Institute of Purchasing Supply and Supply Management of Nigeria, the Chartered Institute, who are those are you having interaction and collaboration with in the discharge of your duties?
Thank you. Almost every sector we belong to.
Okay.
And let me put it all the sectors, not even almost, because the engineers we work together as a team.
Okay.
Ditto the lawyer, ditto the architect, ditto the even doctors. Even beyond that, there are so many other collaborators we have as partners in progress. And the essence is that all of these people are their sector specialists.
Mm.
Sector specialists in the sense that if you have an architect, it has to take what does an architect do? Because it has to give you the sketch of the house you want to build.
Yes.
They will equally engage the quantity surveyor, engage the land, the land designers, and as well as other various and couple of other associates. In getting all of these people together, they will bring their inputs. It is the procurement person that will spread this input out and bring it into the fold to make it a reality. Because why I said they are sector specialists, they have their input too, like the engineer. They bring up their DNA. I understand, and they bring their what do you call it, BOQ, as well as their drawings. But it will not be spelled out until the procurement person handles it. So that's the essence of why we are the end product of all of this assignment.
The end product and the supervisory body.
Yes, so supervisory.
Because you must make sure that whatever they are doing is up to standard.
Yes, so
you will tell them
exactly. Yes.
Piece of block to be required.
Exactly.
And sound quantity,
yes, so
the type, and
exactly.
everything. Okay, let's look at the area of, as you have mentioned, transparency and accountability.
Yeah.
How can procurement professionals contribute to reducing corruption and ensuring transparency in government contracts? Right. Sometimes you say, okay, construct 100 kilometers of road from Ibadan, and you know the number of layers each asphalt supposed to have, the thickness, the width, the width of the road, and then probably the stretch. Yeah. Then the quantity of materials used for the culvert, and then if there's going to be speed breaker. How do you correct all this so that there will be low level of corruption, if not totally eradicated?
When I was talking, yes, I did mention that we are collaborators with other bodies, other bodies like the engineers and the lawyers and whatever. Because when all of these parameters are brought into the fold, before it is finally executed by the procurement persons, what we are expected is that all of this BOQ will have been spelled out, required examination of them. The same thing with Benny, the same thing with the drawings, that they have to comply with the required specifications. Because if all of these are not aligned with, then we are getting it wrong from the onset. And that is the one reason why everybody, all partners, has to be in progress. And that's why we have to collaborate as a team.
Okay, before we start taking reactions from home, because I know that people are following us religiously this morning. They want to ask us which you are going to provide answers to. Where is the role of technology in all this? Because Nigeria is joining the rest of the world as a global village where technology now drives. In the last couple of months, the in thing now has been AI, artificial intelligence, which is now moving into almost every sector of. Where is the place of technology in your activities?
Well, thank you. I think we are now in the world of technology.
Yes.
No doubt about that. And you have equally even added that AI, which is the ultimate now. Because the essence of our lives now is structured on technology. And if you are not technology driven, you cannot follow what is happening in the world of today. And that is the reason why technology is highly important. And that is the reason why everybody now into technological aspect of the scheme of things in the area of procurement and supply chain.
Okay, thank you very much, Comrade Folorunso Matthew, the zonal coordinator of the Chartered Institute of Purchasing and Supply Management of Nigeria, who is called the state coordinator of the body. He's been asking questions for the organization this morning on this edition of Sunday Morning Live on FM. You can listen to us live on our terrestrial channel 90.5 on the FM frequency. You can actually follow us on our radio garden, and you go to Abeokuta, click on Abeokuta. You can watch us on our Facebook page at ogoradio.com live this morning. We have been there since the commencement of the program, and also on our YouTube page. You can follow us there. And the tool calling this morning at 0803 437 9453, 0815 032 0226. We are discussing Chartered Institute of Purchasing and Supply Management of Nigeria. What have been their roles? They have been working since 1974, and they have been assisting the Nigerian nation to get to the L4. What do you think should be the added advantage from them? Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Kyle, thanks for calling. I wish you say my brother.
Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, sir. Welcome, sir.
Very well. I have not been justice to this course.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, I want to ask you, sir. In this local content you are talking about,
Yes.
you mentioned cement. I think I can get that one very easy. But when we look at this cement, we discover even the one we have here from limestone around we have discovered up till now, to this day, that how much in price they are selling it to people that wanted to use it has been so exorbitant that we cannot even see reason why it should be so. And we are not getting an opportunity in terms of what you told us this morning that what is it the law? So they didn't give us
Executive of that 5.
did not give room for people to go out practice imports, except there is anything that is not practice occurring well here. But unfortunately, the price here, you can still not even control it. And then it is sold at the wanted to use it to build their houses or build companies and so on and so forth. What do you think we can do, or what can be done to be able to bring these prices down? That's one. Number two, finally, sir, is the fact that we have not been able to get more of those that are probably looking forward to building or having these industries that may want to give, their own quota in terms of bringing prices down. But it's only the government has only given power to just only one industrialist. Why? Why this? Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Carly, for talking to us this morning. We are going to take like 4, 5, then you respond. So I'm jotting down.
Okay.
003 437 9453 0815 032 0226 are the two hotlines to call this morning. Our guest is still very much in the house. He's going to be answering all your questions, and we're taking reactions and observations from you so that we can all work together as a team to make Nigeria a great nation. 0803 437 9453 0815 about the local content. We can be producing certain materials in Nigeria and still be importing same into Nigeria. Where's the local content adherence in that? How do we develop our own local companies in getting to where we're supposed to get to? Okay, let's take this call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Wole.
Good morning to you, sir. Can you please lower the volume of your radio set?
Thank you very much.
Thanks for
Good morning,
doing
Wole.
it. You're welcome, sir.
Yeah, good morning, sir. I think for 20 years now, almost 20 years, this road has always been budgeted for, has always been given to contractors. What is wrong? Corruption. I mean, is it a country type? Is it an area where government just use to embezzle money? Contractors use to embezzle money, and they will not be money for it. And then, I think the sole aim of this is to buy something for organization or for enterprise or government. But the thing is that there's another one that is responsible for buying something, which is procurement. If there are any relationship between the two bodies, it can let
Repeat with the second body. Which second body is that?
yes. That was procurement. So there's another procurement. They call that procurement unit. So I want to know whether maybe just a branch or another thing entirely.
Don't worry, the guys will explain. Thank you for calling Mr. Idris Sulaiman. Thank you very much. Maybe you start from there.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Idris Sulaiman. The question you have raised, very, very genuine. The issue of having a procurement unit
Yes.
and equally having a procurement challenge of position and supply. The challenge of position and supply is an institute on its own.
Okay.
That drives the training and retraining of experts in the area of procurement discipline. And in doing that, we believe that we don't want to leave the issue of procurement into the hands of quackery or just a layabout people, or we are talking about the big Tom and
every Tom, Dick, and Harry.
Every Tom, Dick, and Harry that can just be my this thing. Because at times you see that some lead or the leader in an establishment depends on the power given to him. Just like from Zambia this morning, I read that they said any head of that organization where fraud and what have you noticed, that they are not only going to discipline them, but they are going to jail them. So if the